all right. Man, listen, I love it. I love it. I love it.
Look at
I'm
you
over here in Florida, man. Welcome to
doing the remote.
live here on the scene with Podfest in Orlando, Florida. Woo!
And what is a
It
pod
was.
fest?
A Podfest is where a bunch of podcasters come together and just start. I mean, it is a great place. I'm supposed to be going to a session on healthcare where a bunch of doctors do podcasting. So we're going to be meeting. I'm going to be meeting some of those later on. But this is focused on you with Phil and Oscar.
Let's
I'm
focus on me.
Phil.
Yes.
Yeah,
Good,
this is
good.
yeah. I'm
You
Phil. The other guy's Oscar, and we have a great guest. Oh my goodness! I think we've been waiting to get Kirby on since I met Kirby. But I mean, he's such a busy man. And but you're gonna love the information that he brings to our platforms. Just tell all your friends, go call somebody. Call 911. Tell them get on to focus on you because we got Kirby on the line. And if you're watching it on LinkedIn, you know who he is. Share it with all of our networkers. Master Network folks, you need to start sharing this. Let's give Kirby a big fat shout out on social media because this is going to be an awesome interview. So we're looking forward to that. Oscar,
I'm so happy Kirby's here. My hair is on fire. Look at that.
I think you should. I think you need to join Earth, Wind, and Fire.
I'm gonna do a fill
You know,
haircut.
you know, Earth, Earth, Wind, and Fire are still doing live programs.
Really?
Yeah, they're doing concerts. Earth, Wind, and Fire is still doing live concerts. So, I mean, if they can do it, Oscar, we can do it too. I think
Let's do
let's talk to Kirby about being our lead singer. How's that?
it. Like he doesn't have enough that he's doing. I got a list of things that he's doing right here.
So, you know what? We're going to put him on in just a minute, but I just want to give everybody a quick highlight. Uh, we now have the master connector himself on our network, Mr. Steve Sparrow, and he'll be broadcasting on Wednesdays at 1 p.m. So if you're watching us on Roku and Amazon Fire TV, you want to make sure you tune in for that. It's only on live stream. It's only on live stream, so you catch him when you can. Wednesdays at 1, and then he is gone, disappears, vanishes like Santa Claus. Okay, comes once a year, but Steve Spear comes once a week. So, Master Connector on PNN Wednesdays at 1 p.m. Don't miss it. Okay, put it on your calendar. Do what you need to do. I mean, Oscar, how many guests has he had on that show? Amazing guest, right?
Yeah, there's a lot, really, really good guests, and I've watched. I think I've only missed like a handful of those shows, but I can't. They're like really big people on that show.
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely. Another major person that we have on our network now is Lowe's Moore. Lowe's is a former NBA player, and he now does podcasting. He's had several amazing guests on his platform, including Denzel Washington and Isaiah Thomas, and some other ones, other legends that you would recognize on a glance. He's had actors on his platform. Major move. I want you guys to tune into Lowe's More, the Blueprint, on Sundays at 7. Sundays at 7. If
AM or
you want,
AM or PM.
PM, PM. If you want to get the lowdown, rundown, showdown on what's going on in basketball, sports, life, I mean, he covers a lot of different areas. So uh, very big in the community. He's president. Get this, Oscar. You'd love this. He was the president of the Boys and Girls Club for several years, and he was also a part of the Boys and Girls Club. So, I mean, amazing guy, amazing story, amazing show. Catch it Sundays at 7 p.m. Lowe's more to Blue Friends. So that's what it is. All right, Oscar, take it from here. Go ahead.
Got it. So let's bring on the man of the hour. Where can how do I do it? There we go. Kirby,
Hi, everyone.
how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. It's so awesome to be here. Thank you for having me.
Man, we had a wonderful session this morning on the pub, what we call it, the power of breakfast. You gave us a taste of what you do and all the different things that you're doing. And this is wonderful. I've known you for what, a couple of years now.
Yes, it's been a wonderful couple of years.
You
You're
are.
always a good person to connect with.
Thank you. And you're always reinventing and adding. You're like me. You add new stuff. It's like I think people need help in this thing in their life. Let me see what I can do to help. It is
Mhm.
so good that there are people like you are like people need help. I think I can help them. I got a skill set. Who needs me? Here I am.
Yeah, I mean, listen, we are all traveling this journey of life together, right? And why not help one another? Why not support one another? I've been extremely blessed in my life, and I love sharing those blessings with so many other people. So it's great. It's great. Keep supporting one another.
So for people that do not have the pleasure yet of that have met you, give us a little background on who Kirby is, how he got started, where he grew up, and the whole arc of your journey so far. See who can say,
Sure.
"Hey, I got that same journey."
Yeah, yeah. Thank you for asking. So, as you all know, I am Kirby Monestime. I have a marketing company that I call Content Redefined. I'm also doing some work in financial services under Revolution Financial Management, which is super exciting. I have an amazing full-time job as well, where I work as the director of marketing for a dental practice. So if you're in the New York or Connecticut areas and you need a great dental office to go to, please connect with me. We've got some great doctors, amazing staff, so I'd be happy to refer you to one of our practices. So for me, I grew up in New York. I currently live in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, which, I mean, you can't beat that. The weather here is great. I'm sorry for all of you people that live, in some cold climates right now. But I am enjoying my 75-degree weather here in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. But I was born in on Long Island in New York. I am currently 48 years old. I never shy away from telling my age because it's a blessing to be alive this many years. So I'm thankful for that. I'm one of five kids. I am so excited that I am super close with all of my siblings. We have a great relationship. I have three beautiful nieces. One was just born recently in August, and the other two are just amazing bright lights in this world. And I'm really excited. One of my inspirations that I'll talk about a little bit is my dad, who is still alive. Unfortunately, my mom passed away about 10 years ago. But my dad, who is still alive, has inspired me with his work ethic and just in so many different ways. And that's what drives me to always be greater. I went to CW Post College. So for those of you from New York, shout out to CW Post. I graduated from there with a major in business management. I'm sorry, a major in marketing and a minor in business management. And after I left CW Post, I have been very blessed to just be, to find just the right places to work and to really have a space where I can infiltrate the culture in a positive way. So I have worked in a marketing capacity for brands like American Express, General Electric, JPMorgan Chase. I've worked for some smaller companies as well doing marketing. And so, that's been most of my trajectory. I know I'll get into a little bit more about my story, but as a high level, that's a little bit about me, and that's who I am.
And you're doing marketing on your own. You're working for another company. You've also started working in the insurance industry.
Hmm.
Like myself, have started also. And again, tell us more about what led you to go from marketing, not from marketing to insurance, but marketing and insurance. What was, they look like they're diametrically opposed. So
Sure. Yep.
how do you merge those two babies?
Sure. So, just so you have a little bit of my story, part of the reason why I am so committed to always being open to various streams of revenue is because, when I was about 12 years old, my family experienced a bankruptcy. We lost the childhood home that I grew up in, and we were forced to move from place to place. And that was very traumatic for me as an individual. It also, on the flip side of it, has helped me become the individual that I am today. So I'm always looking for new opportunities to make sure, and unfortunately, some of that comes from a scarcity mindset. However, today, I'm living in a lot of great power. As I mentioned before, I'm super blessed with everything that I have. And I know that the universe and God protects me and takes care of me. So that place of scarcity is now gone, but now I work from this power of like, I want to see success. I want to help other people. I want to support other people. And so that all falls in line with doing those things. I started my marketing company, Content Redefined, in 2019, right before the pandemic happened. And my goal was just to have a couple of clients here and there. My main focus was my full-time job. Still is my main focus is my full-time job, but just having a couple of clients that I can work on the weekends or evenings was something that I wanted to do to not only add an additional revenue stream for myself, but to also have as a legacy. And it was very interesting. One of the reasons why we ended up going into bankruptcy as a child was because my dad was a serial entrepreneur, or he tried to be a serial entrepreneur. And unfortunately, not all of those things materialized. So, I've had conversations with my dad where I've said to him, tell me why you think, these entrepreneurial opportunities did not manifest themselves. And he shared with me that he's like, son, when I was trying to be an entrepreneur, we didn't have business coaches. We didn't have, all of the resources that are out there to help somebody be successful. But he turned around to me and he's like, but I know you can be successful. And so as a result of that, that was part of my drive too, to continue to build different revenue streams because I want to be like my dad. I want to make him proud, and I want him to know that you can be successful, and you can make it through. And yes, business coaches are great, but if you have a business coach, but you also have that fire inside of you that's willing to succeed, you can do anything that you put your mind to.
Yeah,
And
that's
so, to go back to your earlier question about marketing and finance. So what happened to me was interesting. Again, another story about my dad, but about 2.5 years ago, my dad's wife was diagnosed with early onset dementia. And he came to me as a support structure because, when he sat down with the doctors, they started talking to him about insurance and long-term care and, you know, um, memory care facilities and all of these things that he had not been exposed to. And obviously, he's hearing all of these things. And as somebody who grew up in Haiti in a different country, he's listening to all these things and he's like, he was becoming overwhelmed with all of that. And so he came to me and he was like, I don't know what to do. Like, I need your help. I want to make sure my wife gets the proper care that she needs, but I can't afford all of these things. And quite honestly, I had to look at my dad and say, Dad, I don't know anything about life insurance. I don't know anything about long-term care. I don't know about these things, but it behooves me to figure these things out so I can help support you. And so in the process, I met some amazing people who work in the company that I currently work for, Revolution Financial Management, also known as WFG, which some people have probably heard of. And I love the spirit there of, growing your mindset. I love the spirit there of, they teach you how to recruit and how to be a leader. They teach you how to be an entrepreneur. And so I became very attracted to their mission. And our mission is all about, no family left behind. And I am somebody who gets involved in the community. I am somebody I taught at Center for Spiritual Living in Fort Lauderdale, our youth program. So I am somebody that really has a passion for helping other people. And so when I got introduced to this opportunity, and it was presented to me as, hey, you know what, if you're somebody who is an entrepreneur, but maybe like you or like me, you have another job, you have a full-time commitment, you can join this on a part-time basis, and you can gain some extra revenue. So that was very attractive to me, that I could do this on the weekends, I could do this at night, I could still make additional income, that I could still get passive income, right? Because passive income is the way to go. You want to be sitting on a beach, enjoying your cocktail or watching the views and still be making money, right? So this idea of passive income was really attractive to me. This idea of just being able to help people understand what financial solutions are available to them was very attractive to me. Learning about tax-free wealth and retirement, super attractive to me. As somebody, and I always tell people in marketing, I always say, part of your marketing strategy is to be vulnerable. So I want to be vulnerable with this audience today. I wasn't always fiscally responsible. And so I have a little bit of a hike that I need to do to get to this idea of like financial freedom and, building financial wealth in retirement. And so learning all these concepts and being in this business has really helped me to expand my mind. So there are some parallels because, marketing is helping people. Marketing is creating your value proposition. Marketing is, providing services that attract other people to you. And those are similar to what, financial services will do for you as well. But I guess the impetus for me was, supporting my family, supporting my dad, and then also, building wealth for myself and increasing, my passive income. So that's kind of how I got to this place, and super grateful for the place that I'm in.
Yeah, and again, what you're saying resonates so much with me also. I had that experience that I lost my job and my industry, got that pulled out from under me, and like no one told me, hey, you should start your own business. And I'm sure your father tried everything, but I can imagine him trying to run a business off a Nokia flip phone. Just it doesn't, he didn't have the ability to carry, a full office in his back pocket.
Sure.
And we are in the gig economy, and like I tell people, I lost my job way before the 40 million people that lost their jobs during COVID, mm-hmm. and found themselves in the same position. Like, wow, I didn't have a plan B. So I hear what you're saying. Get that plan B going, especially if you can get something that has residual income.
Yep, I agree.
And somebody asked me, somebody told me once, or he said, I'm not that bright. I mean, they talk about, linear income, residual income, and network income, and I didn't know what that means. And he's like, well, regular linear income, like 9-to-5 job, is you do something, you get paid. Working in a network, somebody else does something and you get paid. Residual income is you do nothing and you get paid. I'm like, I like that. So you do the work once and you get paid later on, to build, again, to build that legacy that you are building that foundation that if something goes bad in A, B, and C, are mm-hmm. kicking in. If something goes bad in C, A and B are kicking in.
Yeah.
And especially
this idea of residual income, I mean, it's not a new idea. However, it's a very powerful idea, right? The idea that, I'm sitting here having a conversation with you right now, and, checks are all of a sudden being deposited into my account because I did something as small as refer somebody to somebody else. So this, the structure can look very different. It can reveal itself in very different ways. In in this life insurance and financial education arena of my life, I do work hard and I do spend a lot of time on it on the weekends and at nights. But I also, I work a full time job and I'm dedicated to my full time job. And so while I'm in that full time job, I still have the capability to be making money doing something else while I'm focusing on, something that's very important to me. So, I too, like every time I talk to people, I encourage them, there are definitely ways to make additional income, passive income, where you don't have to jeopardize your family, you don't have to jeopardize your full-time job, you don't have to jeopardize your passions, you don't have to jeopardize any of the things that are important to you. You just follow a system and work within that system that works really well. The people in my business always like to say, you don't see the guy who owns the McDonald's flipping the burgers. You see other people flipping the burgers, right? And then the guy who owns the McDonald's is getting this percentage of all of the burgers that are flipped. It's that same concept with residual income. You don't need to be physically present in order to make that money. And it's great for people who are looking for, an additional stream of income, or who might have a full-time job that they're committed to, or who might be looking to retire early, or who are not happy in their jobs and they want to look for something else. It's all are welcome to participate. And I'd love if you're hearing my message right now and this residual income thing is really sparking your interest, please connect with me on LinkedIn, or connect with me via Facebook or Instagram. I'd love to be able to talk to you a little bit more.
Yeah, and what I'm found out about the insurance business, I think, oh, you get insurance so when you die, somebody gets money, but that's basically term.
Mm-hmm.
There are so many other options that, like you said, will build wealth, would be able to basically borrow from the money you already have invested in your own account,
Mm-hmm.
and be able to take some of that out tax free.
Yeah.
Basically,
And Oscar,
can you say
bring up,
become your own bank, or just
Mhm.
it's not an investment, but if it walks like a duck.
Yeah. You know what? You bring up a very good point. I mean, there's many people that don't really understand what life insurance does. Some people think it's just a death benefit. So if you pass away, somebody that you love or care about gets this lump sum of money. But there are so many other ways that you can utilize life insurance for retirement savings, for living benefits, for tax-free wealth and growth. So it's I am thankful, although it was a traumatic situation for my family. I'm thankful that through that situation, I was able to learn more things and do more things and do better, right? And so that's through every situation. As somebody that's heading towards success, you want to look for those opportunities to do and be better. And one thing I forgot to mention earlier, I've recently branded myself on LinkedIn as the success sponsor, because I want to help people find success in their life. And that success lives right inside of you. You just have to harness it. And I want to be somebody that encourages people to find that success. And listen, success means a multitude of things. People automatically think I say success and that means a job. That's only part of it. Success can be your mental stability. It can be relationship. It can be financial. It can be spiritual. It could be your physical well-being or your health. So there's so many different areas where you want to focus on success. And what I want to do is just be a cheerleader for all those people that are like, I want to find success in my life, no matter in what arena it stands in. So if you see me on LinkedIn and you see my success posts, please just like them and comment. And I'd love to have a conversation with you around that as well.
Yeah, and something I've learned, not recently, but I've learned that your net worth really depends on your network.
Mm-hmm.
And another one of those hats you wear is your networking business networking group.
The networking group. We meet every second Friday of the month at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We have our own private Facebook page. We also, we have a mentorship program that's embedded within the networking group. But again, part of my belief around marketing is that the more you connect with your target audience, the more you connect with people seeking your services, the higher rate of return that you're actually going to have, and the more success you're actually going to have. So for me, I created this networking group so that like-minded people could come together and share what they're passionate about. And something that I do a little bit differently in my networking group is you don't have to necessarily be an entrepreneur or small business owner, but if you're passionate about something and you want to share that with the world, I invite people to join us. And so, if you're passionate about skydiving, you're passionate about your kids, if you're passionate about, exercising, and you just want to share that with other people who are willing to listen, that my networking group is for you. In addition, we take a very gratitude-based approach to entrepreneurship and business and passion. So in my networking group, we talk a lot about what intentions we have set either for our businesses or for our lives. We talk about the things that we're grateful for. I'm a huge proponent of, saying what you're grateful for on an ongoing basis, because number one, it's your declaration to the universe of what you want more of. But number two, when you talk about the things that are so amazing in your life, your like attracts like. So you're going to attract more of those positive things and experiences into your life. So we focus our group around talking about our intentions, about talking about what we're grateful for, about talking about how we can encourage and support one another, and talking about the things that we're passionate about. And if you go to We Are Content Redefined, and you go to the Join the Networking Group section in the navigation, you can see a little bit more about the networking group there.
I was just going to say something, and I wrote down We Are Contact Redefined. I heard something recently, and it makes you think of people like, well, why should I do a gratitude journal? Why should I wake up in the morning and be grateful for everything? Well, it's like somebody said, well, if you go to a restaurant and you tell that waiter, waitress, like I'm really happy with the service you're giving me. Oh, this is so good. Chances are you're going to get really good service.
Mm-hmm.
So if you don't tell the universe how happy you are that you are breathing this morning, it's like, I'm happy I have this. Oh, well, here's some more. I'm happy I have that. Well, here's some more.
Yeah.
And if your vibe finds your tribe, as they say, if you're walking around with a cloud over your head all day, those people attract more clouds. So it's weird, but yeah, the universe wants to hear that it's doing a good job and that you're grateful for something, and it will give you more.
And to your point, Oscar, I know for myself personally, when I'm in a state of gratitude, I am in a good mood all the time. And when I stop and I check myself and I do my own internal compass or thermometer check, right? When I stop and I check myself, when I'm in my bad moods, or when I'm angry, or when I'm exuding some kind of negative energy, it's typically because I've removed myself from the present and I'm focusing on something that either doesn't exist anymore or hasn't come to fruition. And so this idea of gratitude helps you stay in the present. It helps you realize, like, if I can remember that I'm grateful to be having this conversation with Oscar. I'm grateful to be on the PNN network. I'm grateful to have made so many connections through Master Networks. Like, I'm grateful for my job at, County Dental and Harbor Point Dental Groups. Like, when I remain in that spirit of gratitude, it just fills my soul and I'm a happier person overall. So for those people who struggle with, negative mind chatter, or who struggle maybe with depression or anxiety, I certainly recommend a gratitude journal, a gratitude practice. And I don't by any means want to minimize anything that anybody may be challenged or faced with. All I'm saying is it may help in terms of bringing you to a space where you feel more comfortable energetically.
Yeah, we don't give out medical advice, but this is what has helped a lot of people. Take your focus off your belly button, and there's always somebody that needs help.
Yes.
As bad as your situation is, when you're looking to help someone else who's worse off, good things happen.
Absolutely. I certainly agree.
So what was it? I was going to ask you something else. I forgot what it was. All right. So with everything you do, you have clients.
Mm-hmm.
What have you found to be the key to, getting new clients and keeping old clients happy and referrals? Or do you have a system for referrals for keeping clients happy?
Yeah, so that's a great question. A positive experience and connection is going to be key in helping to keep your clients happy and helping them to want to come back and do business with you. I always make it a point to educate my clients on something, that I either know, I've experienced, that I've seen that other people have done and it's worked really well for them. So the education component keeps people coming back to you. The connection component, asking them a little bit about them, asking them what fuels them, asking them what their passions are. The vulnerability aspect, so being vulnerable, like sharing your story. Me talking about my bankruptcy with my clients sometimes helps. Me talking with my clients about, this journey of sobriety that I'm also on. That's another way that people connect. When people can find that, that ounce of gold that resonates with them, whether they've been through it or know somebody that's been through it, or just have been following a specific journey or path, they want to connect with you more. I always tell clients, 95% of people don't buy from a place of necessity. They buy from a place of connection. Necessity may be the undertone, but if they have two like people that they need to choose from, they're more likely to choose the person that they've built this connection with. So the education, the vulnerability, the connection, consistency, and a big thing for me is communication. It's funny because I say a big thing for me is communication, but I'm constantly being shown by the universe ways where I can be a better, more effective communicator, which I think is great. But always have a dialogue with your clients and always communicate with them and set expectations. If you're going to have something done within 24 hours, and you tell them that, be committed to that. And if something comes up where you can't deliver that within 24 hours, then, just share that information with them and re-level set their expectations. But I think those are some of the big components in making sure that you can have repeat clients and continue to drive business, and always provide value. Always be challenging yourself to think about, how am I providing value to this client? Is it a new skill set? Is it a new learning? Are they getting new customers? What are those customers saying? How can I tap into them and get that information that's going to really help support that?
Excellent. Now, I know Phil is working remotely. He's down in Florida where it's nice and warm. By the way, it's 52 degrees here in New York. Okay.
Oh, all right. So that's great.
So there.
I mean, it's a lot higher here, Oscar, but that's okay.
I'll take 52. And as I was scraping ice and snow off the car the other day, I was repeating, we don't have earthquakes, we don't have alligators, we don't have tornadoes.
An attitude of gratitude. There you go.
So before we go, let people know where they can find you, all your phone numbers, your email addresses, everything that points to you that we can bring out to people.
Sure. So you can find me on LinkedIn, Kirby Monestime, Monestime. My phone number is 516-557-8529. If you'd like to connect with me by phone or text, I would love that as well. You can find me online at Content Redefined, or you can email me at contentredefinedllc@gmail.com, and I will be able to connect with you there. Content Redefined is also on Facebook and on Instagram as well as LinkedIn. So there's multiple ways for you to find me and connect.
Cool. Phil, you're back.
Yeah, I just wanted to tell Kirby, listen, man, awesome. I think what you're doing is amazing. It's a blessing, and the world needs it. So keep on going.
You know what, Phil? I often say that people are often mirrors of what we see in ourselves. So I'm going to shoot that right back out to you and to Oscar. Thank you for the work that you guys are doing. Thank you for, podcasting is a big part of marketing, so I'm an advocate of it. So thank you for the work that you're doing to help people be recognized and connect.
And
Awesome,
he's
awesome.
good at it and getting better now.
Absolutely. Listen, if you guys are in Florida, in Orlando, Florida, come on by the Podfest at Wyndham Orlando on International Drive. I mean, it is booming over here. And if you want to do anything in the podcast world, it's just a place to be. All right. Peace out. Thank you guys so much for watching Focus on You with Phil and Oscar. And of course, we had our wonderful guest, Mr. Curry. All right. Thank you guys, everybody. Take care.